Several years ago, I experienced a moment in time that forever changed my life. This moment came to me through an experience at an art and music festival. The intention of this gathering has been to create an experimental counterculture where people can gather to fully express themselves in ways that mainstream society often does not socially accept. It is founded upon 10 basic principles: radical inclusion, gifting, decom modification, radical self-reliance, radical self-expression, communal effort, civic responsibility, leave no trace, participation, and immediacy. Here in the heart of the Black Rock Desert, roughly 65,000 people gather each year to build a city filled with endless interactive art structures for 1 week to escape the so-called default world and to symbolically burn the proverbial man. Upon arriving, I felt as if I had entered into an entire new culture because in a way, I did, yet I was still within U.S. borders. People from all around the world had come to celebrate something which many societies lack: freedom of expression woven together with a strong foundation of communal support. My life-changing moment occurred midway through the week at a place called the Temple. The Temple, as one may imagine, is a place meant to hold sacred space to honor loved ones that have passed, to pray, to seek refuge from the festivities, watch performing artists, and so on. It's a counterculture's or New Age version of a church for all religions and spiritualities. The morning after a fun-filled night of dancing, making new friends, and adventuring through interactive art structures, my lover and I set off on our bikes to find the temple. Each year the temple takes a different design, and this year it was 3 large wooden pyramid-shaped structures. As we approached, my attention was redirected toward my partner as he blissfully rode his bike around me in circles. I lovingly gazed at him, smiled wide, giggled, and pulled out my camera to take the memory home with me. We then arrived, put down our bikes, and walked towards the entry. As we entered the temple, a shift of energy was instantly felt in contrast to being outside. It felt completely calm, with honor and respect for the sacred space being contained. Even whispers could hardly be heard. We slowly began to explore the experience that was waiting for us here. We observed photos and keepsake of deceased lovers, friends, family members, and role models. We observed letters written to these loved ones who had passed, and even a hanging hospital gown that once covered the body of someone who was unable to overcome the illness that took their life. We witnessed prayers written on the wood, asking for forgiveness, for guidance, and for love. The energy here was so profound and intense, and it sharply contrasted our earlier carefree playfulness. Instead, this energy reminded us of our imminent mortality and raw human suffering. It shocked us into an awareness of our current privilege of simply being at the festival. It frightened us to be reminded of all the people who were unable to be present in such an otherwise blissful experience. We turned to one another, both with tears in our eyes, and sunk into each other's arms for comfort as our hearts cracked wide open. I didn't realize it then, but looking back, this moment changed my life forever for several reasons. First, it made me become very aware of the privilege inherent to be able to participate in such a liberating experience. My physical, mental, and emotional health also allowed me to attend and interact in a fully functional manner. The encouragement and support I had by my friends and family to go to this festival was another great privilege, as it reflected their willingness to be open-minded and unconditionally supportive of my self-expression, something that many people never get to have. Also, of course, the money I was able to come up with in order to attend is something that many people cannot afford to do. Conversely, it also brought into an awareness the importance of immediacy with certain life experiences. Perhaps I could have spent my money towards school loans or a savings account for the future, as we're often told we should do, but instead, I spent it on living in the now and was rewarded with multiple life-enhancing perspective shifts that will last a lifetime. These privileges felt like a double-ended sword. I was so grateful for them, and also so disgusted by the fact that these privileges simultaneously disempower so many others. Having to also face the discomfort of mortality within the temple, I realized that regardless of life's circumstances, one's mentality is the true determinant of satisfaction we allow ourselves to have. This theme led me to realize that life is too short to simply follow the rules that someone else deems fitting. It taught me that we can and should give ourselves permission to be our full selves and to go after our dreams. It taught me that the box of oppression that society so often traps us in is actually waiting for us to burn it down. Since this experience, the lens at which I look through life has drastically changed in comparison to how I viewed it before. Where I once saw limitations and dead-end roads, I now look for creative and unconventional opportunity. Where I would once run from fear, I now sit and converse with it to gain a clearer understanding. Where once I would take privileged opportunities for granted, I now declare immense gratitude. Where I once felt I could never make a difference, I now take opportunities to do what I can to be there for others, knowing and trusting that the more I spread love, the more it will continue to ripple outward. Thank you.